The room smells like antiseptic and silence. Eleanor sits in a chair designed to look comfortable, but engineered to read her vital signs every 3 seconds. She is 94 years old. Her body is failing. But her mind is perfect. Sharp, alive, and in exactly 72 hours, she will have to choose something no generation before her has ever faced, to die as nature intended, or to become something else entirely. Something that has never died. Something that might never die. This is not science fiction anymore. This is 2089, and this choice is real. Eleanor grew up in a world where death was inevitable. You got sick, you got old, and eventually you stopped. Everyone did. It was the only certainty. But by the time she turned 60, everything changed. The first successful brain upload happened in 2063. A man in his 30s, dying of a genetic disease, chose to have his entire neural architecture scanned, mapped, and transferred into a quantum substrate. He woke up, or something that identified as him woke up, in a digital environment. No pain, no disease, no expiration date. The world erupted. Pros, celebrations, religious condemnations. Tech billionaires funded entire cities built around the concept. Within a decade, it became an option. Not for everyone, never for everyone, but for those who could afford it, or those whose governments deemed them valuable enough to preserve. Eleanor never thought she would be one of them. But life has a way of bringing you face to face with questions you spent decades avoiding. Now, she sits in the Neural Continuity Center in what used to be Seattle. The city is different now, half submerged. The skyline is a strange hybrid of old concrete towers and floating arcologies connected by transit tubes that glow faintly at night. She looks out the window and wonders if the version of her that might live forever will remember this view, or if memory itself becomes something different when it is no longer tied to flesh. The process is called neural resurrection, though no one in the industry likes that term. Too religious, too loaded. The technical name is quantum cognitive continuity transfer, but even the engineers just call it the upload. It works like this. You are placed in a scanner that maps every neuron, every synapse, every electrochemical pattern in your brain over the course of 6 hours. The scan is so precise it captures not just structure but state, the exact firing patterns that make you you. Then, that information is reconstructed in a substrate made of quantum processors woven into biosynthetic gel. The result is a consciousness that believes it is you, that remembers your childhood, that feels your grief, that wants the same things you wanted. But here is the part no one can answer. Is it you? Or is it a copy so perfect that even it cannot tell the difference? Eleanor has spent weeks reading testimonies. People who uploaded and then sent messages back to their families. They sound like themselves. They reference private jokes. They cry at the same songs. But there's always a moment, always a flicker of doubt in the recordings where you can see the living family members wondering, is this my mother or is this an echo? The law is clear. Once you upload, your biological body is terminated. Humanely, painlessly, but terminated. Because if both versions exist, the question of identity becomes a legal nightmare. Who owns your assets? Who holds your legal rights? Who is the real you? So the rule was written into every upload contract from the beginning. One consciousness, one identity. If you choose immortality, your body dies that same day. Eleanor signed the papers 3 weeks ago. But signing is not the same as choosing. Not really. The turning point came during her last medical scan. The doctors found it, an aneurysm in her brainstem. Inoperable. It could rupture in a month. It could rupture in a year. But when it does, there will be no warning. No time to say goodbye. Just nothing. The upload, they told her, could happen before that. She would continue. Her grandchildren would still hear her voice. Her husband, gone 20 years now, might even be there in the digital realm waiting for her. That is what they say. That is what they promise. But Eleanor keeps thinking about a question a philosopher asked 70 years ago, back when this was still theoretical. If you are copied perfectly, and the original is destroyed, did you survive, or did you die and leave behind a twin who thinks it is you? She does not know. And no one, no scientist, no priest, no uploaded consciousness has ever been able to answer that in a way that makes her stop asking. If this question haunts you too, If you have ever wondered what it means to be you, subscribe to this channel. Because the future is not just about technology. It is about the choices we make when the old rules no longer apply. And these stories, they are not just speculation. They are warnings. They are possibilities. They are reflections of the world we are building right now. Hit that like button if you are still here, still thinking. Because what comes next is where the decision gets harder. Eleanor has 3 children. 2 of them support her decision. They say they would rather have some version of her than none at all. They show her videos of other uploaded parents hosting virtual family dinners, helping with homework through holographic avatars, attending graduations in simulated form. It looks almost normal. Almost. But her youngest son refuses to visit. He sent her one message: "If you do this, I will never speak to that thing. It will not be you." And I am not going to pretend. She understands. She does. Because late at night, when the fear is loudest, she agrees with him. What if the upload is not a continuation, but a replacement? What if the real Eleanor dies on that table, and what wakes up in the digital space is just a machine that inherited her memories? It will think it survived. It will feel relief. It will call her children and say, "I am still here." But will it be true? And what about heaven? She was never religious, not strictly, but she always believed there was something after. A place where her husband waited, where her parents stood ready to welcome her. But if she uploads, does that door close? Can a digital mind have a soul? Or is the soul the thing that dies when the body does, leaving only information behind? The uploaded ones say it feels like waking from surgery. Disorienting at first, then clarity, then relief. But Eleanor wonders, would a copy know it was a copy? Would it feel the break? Or would it simply inherit the belief that it had always been continuous? There is no way to test this. No way to ask the original if they are still there, because the original is always gone. Eleanor makes her decision on a Tuesday morning. The sky over Seattle is gray, the way it always was when she was young, before the floods, before the uploads, before immortality became an option you could purchase with the right insurance plan. She does not tell anyone what she chose. Not yet. Because the choice itself is less important than the question it forces us to face. What are we, really? Are we the pattern of our thoughts, replicable and transferable like software? Or are we something more fragile, something that cannot survive the translation from flesh to code? If consciousness is just information, then uploading is survival. But if it is something else, something tied to the electricity of a living brain, the chemistry of a beating heart, then uploading is not immortality. It is just a very elaborate funeral. Eleanor knows this. Whoever wakes up in that quantum gel will believe it is her. It will love her children. It will remember her wedding day. It will grieve her husband and hope to find him somewhere in the endless digital expanse. But Eleanor, the one sitting here now, will never know if that version is her or just a story she left behind. And maybe that is the point. Maybe we have always been stories. Maybe the self was never as solid as we thought. But knowing that and accepting it are 2 very different things. If this story made you think, share it. Because the questions Eleanor faced are not a century away. They are being asked in labs right now. And the world we are building will not wait for us to decide if we are ready. It will simply arrive. And when it does, we will all have to choose. Do we let go? Or do we hold on so tightly that we become something new? The future is not inevitable, but it is coming. And the only question that matters is, when the choice is yours, what will you be willing to become to survive?